Start on Rumble. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about interesting and important happenings that occurred on this date in years past. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for important and interesting happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know you have. Anyway, I am Xander, and I will be joined, hopefully, by the Golden Loon here, sooner rather than later, preferably. And, of course, you are you. Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, August 4th, 2024. So, let's jump into the history, shall we? In the year 1181, we have supernova SN 1181 in the constellation Cassiopeia, observed by Chinese and Japanese astronomers, lasting until August 6th. Wow. So a 2-day supernova. That's pretty illuminating right there. Then we have 1265, the Battle of Evesham. English Prince Edward, who later Edward I, defeated Baronial forces of Simon de Montfort, who was killed and his body was mutilated. Yikes. 1347, English troops under Edward III conquered Calais, becoming a strategic town for the English during the 100 Years' War. And as we all know, the Pas-de-Calais, the closest, or I guess the narrowest part of English Channel, between France and Britain. So, yeah. 1351, a sea battle at Zwartau. William, Duke of Bavaria, defeated the forces of his mother, Margaret II, Countess of Hainaut, and her English allies. Can you imagine, going to war, with your mom or your dad or your cousin or your brother, and not just, metaphorically go to war, tit for tat, at the family dinner table. No, you actually have thousands of people with you, and they have thousands of people with them, and you go and you fight and kill each other. Insane. 1558, first printing of the Zohar in Spain. This popularized the Jewish study of the Kabbalah. I have no idea what a Kabbalah is, but alright. 1578, the Battle of the Three Kings, Battle of Alcazar Quiver. Moroccans defeated a Moroccan-Portuguese alliance in northern Morocco with 10,000 killed. Wow. That's a lot of people. What I was just saying, thousands of people on each side is fighting each other and all that whatnot. 1666, hurricane hits Guadalupe, Martinique, and St. Christopher, causing the death of thousands of people. So, yep. 1693, this date is traditionally ascribed to Dom Perignon's invention of champagne, or champagne, if you want to pronounce it correctly. But yeah, no, this is the creation of champagne, the sparkling wine, which doesn't Lonely Island have a champagne, the Carlos Santana champagne or something? So, yeah. 1701, the Peace of Montreal. 30 Amerindian tribes signed a accord guaranteeing their neutrality in the event of a conflict between France and England. So, alright. So, if there was ever, some conflict between France and England, these people would be left alone. 1735, a jury acquitted John Zenger of the New York Weekly Journal, who was charged with seditious libel by Royal Governor of New York. This was a victory for the freedom of the press. Alright. We need more of this. And I realize that my camera likes to do this focus thing again, so hopefully it's not too out of whack today. I need a new camera, I really do. 1753, 21-year-old George Washington became a master mason. And yesterday it didn't tell me his age, but I could have done that myself had I looked into some basic things like his birth and this year and done some rudimentary mathematics, arithmetic right there. But yeah, he was 21 years old when he became a master mason. That is pretty impressive. Also scary. 1772, English poet and artist William Blake, at the age of 14, was first was first apprenticed, not apprehended, what the hell, to engraver James Bessier in London. And that was, 1777? Yeah, so it's up here. Yeah, here we go. Actually, no, this is, that was 1772. Whoops, I just cannot read for the life of me today. Now we're in 1777, and we also have just been joined by
the Golden Loon.
Welcome to the show.
I think you hit my birth date, right?
Actually,
71? 7, yeah.
Well, we've already passed it.
I was a year old.
Yeah. But you did miss something pretty interesting already.
What?
Let's see here. Let me scroll back.
How'd you go to 1700 so quick?
Well, I mean, I'm alone, so there's no king. You're not here.
Wow.
I'm alone. There's nobody to banter off of, so I just spit it off. So
You're rocking and rolling.
yeah.
Wait a second, I want to see that. Go ahead. You're going to show
Oh
me
yeah.
something else.
This is a 21-year-old George Washington became a master mason.
Oh, Master Mason.
So is that 33rd degree? Like I know
it's
your
what
father was at one point.
and he was a full 32.
33.
33 is the next.
He was 32
elite
or
level.
33.
32 is where you can go through all the chairs. 32 is whatever you do.
I thought he was
extra.
a 33.
He is.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was. Okay. So
what were you going to show me?
1693. This date is the traditional one that's ascribed to Dom Perignon's invention of champagne.
Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
Ah, sweet. Let's get a headache.
I know, right? But let's see here. We're going to move on up to here. 1777. Retired British cavalry officer Philip Astley established his riding school, which with performances in London, the precursor of the circus.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did he wear a clown suit or something?
Well, I think that came later on, But
did he have a rubber nose? Of course, rubber wasn't around.
I don't know. But actually, hold on a second. Let me see if I can look this up here really quick. Oh, my other monitor just died. Of course it did. So let me do this here really quick. And this is going to screw up my camera for a minute. So
you're having problems with connections, aren't you?
it's just this other monitor and stuff, and there's all sorts of issues. I assume. Oh, whoops! It looks like. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So that's back. Or is it?
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm watching myself live here. At least I'm trying to. Okay.
This is all something else, right?
Yeah. So hold on a second. I need to mess with my webcam really quick. Properties, deactivates, reactivates. Let me turn this back on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. It's okay. So it's just not going to read my camera. So let me try this one more time. Sorry, everybody who's watching. I have some problems with my computer, and it likes to be annoying. Well, I mean, like yesterday, it just decided to restart itself. So
you lost the whole stream.
yeah, let's see if
That's
this
not
works.
the case
There we
then.
go. Okay, now it's working. All right. So yeah, so let's see if it's still going. Well, it looks like it's black now, I think.
So they can hear us, just can't see. Is this on different sites? Is that the deal?
Yes. Well, I'm simultaneously streaming both to YouTube and to Rumble.
Right. So this is Rumble?
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Well, this is on Rumble. This is the YouTube stream, but it looks like all wires are now cut. So let me try this again. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, now it's working. All right. So what were we even doing? Like
clowns and horses.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I wanted to look this up here really quick. There was this some European guy, he composed this music to be like a marching song, because back in the day, military had music and all that stuff, and they had the marching bands and everything. So let's see here, European. Let's see if I can
How did we get on this topic?
Well, you're talking about the circus and everything.
Oh, okay.
European military music number circus. So,
is that the one?
yes, the entry of the gladiators. Here we go. So yeah. So let me actually find this on our thing here. Entry of the gladiators. Entry of the gladiators. So this was supposed to be that to strike fear into the enemies. To be
and now it's a clown show.
Something serious. And this is the song. You don't recognize it already? Yeah.
That's the part that's famous. Now you think of clowns, not fear.
Well, you think of the circus and everything.
Yeah.
But this was literally designed to be something to instill fear into the enemy, so to speak. and now it's used
The
for
first few chords of that, and I'm sure
it
I'm wrong.
starts powerfully. You know,
Started to remind me of the Lone Ranger when he came out. You know, and he that's a different song, but that's the first couple chords reminded me of that. Okay.
Anyways, let's see here. What else do we have? I'm repositioning things because I had to mess with my whole thing. I'm not going to explain my whole setup here, but it's a hodgepodge. Anyway, we're going to move on up here to 1789. During the French Revolution, the National Constituent Assembly met and issued the first decrees that abolished centuries of feudalism in France. All right.
They abolished it, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, like the whole bourgeois thing and all that stuff. They got rid of all that.
Yeah.
You know, like 1790, the United States Revenue Cutter Service was established to serve as an armed customs enforcement service. This later became the U.S. Coast Guard in 1915.
Oh, so cutter meaning ship.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't get that in the beginning.
Yeah. 1821, we have the first edition of an American magazine, or a United States magazine, I guess, the Saturday Evening Post.
Ooh, I remember the Saturday Evening Post. Yes.
Yeah. So this is when it got started, 1821.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those weekly magazines. There was Look, Saturday Evening Post, and I think one other, and I can't recall right. I may be mistaken, but those two for sure.
Yeah. 1821 as well, the Russian Antarctic expedition led by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen returned to Kronstadt after becoming the first to circumnavigate Antarctica. Nice. Oh, go ahead.
As you can say, that's a tough journey.
Yeah, it is.
Goodness.
Yeah. 1830, the plans for the if it's shitty.
I've had shitty plans before.
Yeah, well, I mean, the actual Native American word for this city meant it smelt of this. There's plans for the city of Chicago was laid out. Chicago. And actually, yeah, let me look this up. Native American meaning of Chicago, because a lot of people don't know this. What does Chicago mean? Let's see here. Yada yada yada. So, okay, just tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, the most accepted Chicago meaning is a word that comes from the Algonquin language, Chicagoa, meaning striped skunk or onion. So
something that smells.
Yes. Well, because that
Yeah.
whole land did have an odor of it. So
Didn't know that.
And much like the politics in that area today, it stinks to high heaven. So 1845, an immigrant ship Category wrecked in the Bass Strait with a loss of 400 lives. Only 9 survived. This became Australia's deadliest maritime civil disaster. Yikes. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
1854, so going from 45 to 54, just flipping the
deal. 9 years
numbers.
Later.
Yeah. The Hinumaru was established as the official flag to be flown from Japanese ships. So the red circle, the red dot.
I wonder what it was prior to that.
I don't know.
I always thought that was their flag.
Well, it was since 1854.
Yeah.
So the flag.
At one
of
time
Japan.
they didn't even have flags.
Well, apparently it's an anime too. But hold on a second. 1854. There we go. This one here.
Yeah. Yeah, that we know. I just wonder if there was a flag before that.
Well, that's not. Well, that is a flag of Japan, but that's specifically for seagoing vessels. So that's
What's all the writing on all those with the big?
Probably signatures from it says the Hinumaru Good Luck flag.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but this was specifically to be flown on Japanese ships.
Gotcha.
So this was not like the actual nation of Japan's flag. Well, it was,
but
probably before that, most likely.
Okay, you get into World War II, and what were their planes called? Zeros. Why? They had
because
that.
Of that, yeah.
So that became synonymous with Japan, not just ships.
Oh yeah, well, but this is when that as far as ship is concerned, and that was probably the flag of Japan. Well, before that, they just let's just fly our flag on our ships like everybody else does.
Yeah.
1862. It's only temporary. The U.S. government collected its first income tax.
There we go.
It's only temporary.
That tells you everything. The camel's nose is under the tent.
Yep. 1870. The British Red Cross Society formed. I think that has to be the Red Cross Humane Society or whatever it is.
Yeah, it probably started in Britain and then came over here.
As many things do.
Yeah.
I think you learned this recently. about the Scouts that started in Britain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Boy Scouts of America was a secondary thing. It's the original Scouts started in the UK, and then we took suit.
Yeah.
You know?
Followed suit.
So, and then we made the Girl Scouts, and that turned into a huge child, child work. What's the word? Child workforce type thing. So
The Girl Scouts.
yeah, they use child labor. That's one thing. Child labor to sell cookies, and they don't get any money. It's slavery. It's slavery. It's slavery. 1873, during the Indian Wars, while protecting a railroad survey party in Montana, the U.S. 7th Cavalry under Lieutenant Colonel General Armstrong Custer, remember him?
Of course.
Well, personally?
Hey, of course. I was supposed to be on that last stand, but I
You
got
were the
called
guy.
away.
You were the guy assigned to the Gatling gun that could have changed the tide of the battle.
Whoops.
The clash for the first time when the Sioux near the Tongu River, one man was killed on each side. So this was their first clash, for Custer at least.
Yeah.
1879, Pope Leo XIII published encyclical Aeterni Patris. And I always like to look up these encyclicals, as I like to call them, holy memos.
That's good.
Because that's what they are. This was on the restoration of Christian philosophy in Catholic schools in the spirit ad mentem of the angelic doctor St. Thomas Aquinas. The aim of the encyclical was to advance the revival of scholastic philosophy. All right, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but as long as the philosophy is Christian oriented,
well,
so there we go. 1881, which by the way, I know we've had a lot of these record temperatures and whatnot, and they've been the record temperature in the Netherlands for this day was 67 degrees, whoop-de-doo. So I started a new rule, nothing below 100 degrees shall appear on the show unless it's something crazy.
How about cold?
Well, I mean that's a whole other thing. If it's negative, I don't know what real cold is, having lived my entire life in California. It doesn't get cold here.
Yeah, no.
So, but 1881 here. Now, all these eco-nuts, these environmentalists, all of these, climate change activists, eat your heart out. 1881, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. In 1881.
Where?
Or 50 degrees Celsius in Seville, Spain, the European record.
Wow.
So anybody who's saying, global warming, climate change, well, it was 122 degrees in Seville, Spain in 1881, shut your mouth. These freaking idiots don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, I mean, you can see, ruins of Rome, because there's this one area, these saltwater baths, because you know how Rome had, their baths and everything?
Yeah.
They had saltwater baths, and they're still on the coastline. They're not underwater.
Yeah.
They're not way inland. They're still on the coastline. So thousands of years and the coast hasn't changed, and you think that climate change is a real thing. You're dumb. I'm sorry. Well,
unfortunately for especially younger people, 20 years in their 20s or less, they only understand time in their dimension. They're only 20, 25 years old. So 10 years is a long time. It's almost half their life.
Yeah. They have no concept.
It doesn't work that way. We're talking minor movements in hundreds of years.
Yep.
Not in a person's lifetime. Just because 10 years seems like a long time to you. Now, I'm way older. 10 years is nothing.
Yeah, you have a lot more perspective, just from existing.
True. I mean, that's right.
The longer you live, the more you realize, hey, the world is incredibly complex, and I am essentially a blip to humanity, as humanity is essentially a blip to the history of the Earth.
Exactly right.
We are not even
right.
We're not even one snot of a sneeze,
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on up to 1892, Sunday school teacher Lizzie Borden's. Does that name sound familiar?
Ooh, yeah. Lizzie Borden took an axe.
And what did she do with the axe?
Gave her mother 40 whacks.
And when
she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
Yep. Well, Lizzie Borden's father and stepmother were murdered with an axe in Fall River, Massachusetts. Borden was later arrested, tried, and acquitted.
Damn, I can't believe that. This day in history. That's been a
happened
saying since I was a kid.
And you can't believe that this is the anniversary.
Yeah.
It was like, that must have been
Wow.
holy shiza.
And we have a picture of her, for crying out loud.
And she was acquitted of murder.
Wow, this is awesome. I gotta tell you, it's just awesome to me. This is personal.
Yeah.
Just because of the saying. And I ripped it off here immediately. I gave you the whole
Yeah, you
spiel.
gave me the little rhyme. By the way, the little duet we had yesterday, that was wonderful. Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, I was talking actually in what do they call it? The Derailment Crew's Discord last night. I was, or actually no, during their show yesterday. No, a test stream. Melissa Joy's test stream yesterday. I mentioned that every now and then I randomly, spontaneously burst into song during my shows. Not well, mind you, but I still do it.
That's right. You have no shame.
I don't.
With that voice.
So.
Okay, so we're in limericks here, so let's recap yesterday's limerick. Go.
Hello, mother.
Hello, father.
Here I am at
Camp Granada.
And it's very
entertaining.
If only it'll stop
raining.
Moving on up into 1900, an Allied expeditionary force made up of Japanese, Russian, British, French, and American troops set off from Tientsin for Peking, China, to put down the Boxer Rebellion. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Boxer Rebellion, and that sounds so familiar, and I can't grab onto it.
The Boxer Rebellion. Let me look that up here really quick. It was like a little conflict. Boxer Rebellion in China. I think it was involving Hong Kong specifically. It was an anti-foreign, anti-imperialist, and anti-Christian uprising in North China between 1899 and 1901. Towards the end of the Qing Dynasty, by the Society of Righteous and Harmony. Pardon me. The Society of Righteous and Harmonious Fists. What a name!
Yeah.
Like, is this a political uprising or is this a porno? Fists. But anyway, known as the Boxers in English due to many of its members having practiced Chinese martial arts, which at the time were referred to as Chinese boxing, it was defeated by the Eighth Nation Alliance, or by the Eighth Nation Alliance of Foreign Powers. So the ones I just read off here. So I thought they were just like boxing, like packaging, like I thought. But no, they were actually like punching.
Yeah. No.
So there was a war between multiple nations and a ragtag group of kung fu fighters. That is wild.
Yeah.
So,
now Canada has a day after
Boxing
Christmas,
Day.
Boxing Day, but
Yeah.
that's for boxing.
That's actually like
putting your stuff in boxes.
Yeah. The gifts that you didn't want. So, yeah. 1903, Cardinal Giuseppe Sarto of Venice was elected Pope Pius IX, known as the Pope of the Poor and Humble.
Ooh, Giuseppe.
1910, MLB pitching duel, Philadelphia A's Jack Combs and White Sox Ed Walsh pitched a 0-0 tie in 16 innings.
Yeah.
Now, either they both sucked or they both were great. Like,
Who knows? Yeah. Well, no, obviously they were great.
Or were they?
0-0. Can't do better than that.
Or you can't do worse than that.
We're talking pitcher error, right?
Yeah, but that's the score of the game, 0-0. Nobody got a score in.
Right. So the pitchers are dueling.
Yeah. So, but were they good pitchers? Well, obviously they're good pitchers. I'm just saying, the other, I'm not questioning this article. I'm just saying, in a general sense, when there's a 0-0, does that mean the teams were good, or were they so bad that they couldn't score at all from either of them?
The credit always goes to the pitcher.
Always. I guess it's a Schrodinger's game.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the key here, which we're going unnoticed, Philadelphia A's. They are now the Oakland A's.
Well, so many teams are now.
Oh yeah.
So
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget
New
about
York Giants.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Now, fairness to them, they were formed. The team was bought as an expansion. They were in Orange County and always have been Orange County. Yeah. Although they did use Dodger Stadium initially because they didn't have their own place.
Yeah. Let's not forget about the Lakers.
Yeah, Minneapolis. That's why it's Lakers.
Yeah.
We don't have any lakes. We're on the edge of a desert here.
Well, we have some lakes, but we're not like, that place.
No. But now some teams have, and a lot of teams have moved around. Yeah. A lot of teams, you can leave, but we're keeping your name, so they have to go and change their name.
Ah, yeah, I've heard about that happening too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 1914, the U.S. declared neutrality on the outbreak of World War I. So World War I was not on November 11th, and I wonder why November 11th was such a big thing. I always thought that the war ended and had started on the same calendar date, but apparently I was wrong. Or maybe I'm having a Mandela effect. I don't know.
Well, you're talking about, okay, read it again.
The U.S. declares neutrality on the outbreak of World War I. So World War I is outbreaked. Or maybe they're calling it World War I now because this is what led up to it, but it wasn't all the war hasn't started yet.
Yeah. See, the way that's phrased, now that it officially looks like a world war, now we're taking... does it preempt 3 years from then? I don't know. Of stuff going on.
We have 4 articles in 1914, so this all happened on the same date, same year. So I mean,
110 years ago.
Yeah, holy shit. World War I, German army shoots Belgian priests and burns down the village of Badis. Well, that's not nice. So they shot a priest and they burnt down the village. That, Germany is not looking too good.
No.
Then we also have Germany declares war on Belgium. Britain declares war on Germany. Well, I think...
Okay, well, it is raging then.
Yeah.
To say in the same day we declared
neutrality.
Okay,
well,
so
I mean,
this is when it's really fired up and going.
Well, yesterday is when Germany demanded free passage of their army through Belgium, and Belgium said no. So then hours later, Germany invaded Belgium. The next day, then they declared war on Belgium after already conquering them. How the hell does that work? Like okay. 1914, also during World War I, King Albert I became supreme commander of Belgian army after German declaration of war.
It just means that Germany conquered them before they got the paperwork done.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Germany is always efficient. So,
true.
Yeah. So, efficient at becoming smaller. 1916, Denmark and the United States signed a treaty whereby the Danish West Indies, including the Virgin Islands, are to be ceded to the U.S. in 1917 for $25 million.
Yeah, we bought them, huh?
Yeah, yep. So, now they're our property, which I am 100% not for. Everybody
Trump tried to bring... is it Greenland up there? Trump tried to buy...
Yeah, he wanted to buy Greenland. No, not...
It would be
Greenland, yeah. Yeah, he wanted to fully bring Greenland under the control of the U.S. I remember that.
Whoever has that control said no way, they're not interested.
Yeah, well. 1917, Pravda called for the killing of all capitalist priests and officers. Well, I disagree with Pravda. That's, yikes. Why the hell? All capitalist priests and officers. Oh, you want to talk about, a leftist? Oh. Yeah. 1918, Adolf Hitler received the Iron Cross First Class for bravery on the recommendation of his Jewish superior, Lieutenant Hugo Gutmann. Ooh,
are you kidding me?
Wow!
Are you kidding me? Well, you got to read that again, please.
Adolf Hitler. 1918, during World War I, Adolf Hitler received the Iron Cross First Class for bravery on the recommendation of his Jewish superior, Lieutenant Hugo Gutmann.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, just let that sink in for a minute.
I know, right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. On this day.
On this date, yeah. 1919, the Rodin Museum opened in Paris in the Hotel Biron, containing works left to the state by the sculptor Auguste Rodin. Okay. Auguste. 3 years later, 1925, the U.S. Marines left Nicaragua after a 13-year occupation. I thought we talked about that yesterday, or was that somewhere else?
I don't remember.
Because we spoke about having them been there for like 12 years or so. Maybe that was somewhere else, but I don't know. 1930, child labor laws were established in Belgium. I'm all for that. Yeah. But then again, now with children just getting carte blanche, they're not receiving the life lessons during a critical point in the formation of their brain, and they're growing into adulthood, with all of these ideals of, I'm special. No, get a shovel and get to work, Jimmy. In 1934, Giants outfielder Mel Ott became the
yeah.
first player in MLB history to score 6 runs in a game as New York defeated Phillies 21-4.
Whoa.
Yikes!
Don't remember that, but I remember Mel Ott.
Yeah. 2 years later, U.S. athlete Jesse Owens won his second gold medal at the Berlin Olympics, defeating German Luz Long in the long jump final. Oh, what a name. His name is Long, and he got defeated in his own game.
Yeah.
The long jump final with an Olympic record.
And we know who he pissed off.
Oh, yeah, I don't even think...
Way to go, Jesse.
Yeah. Jesse Owens, like, if I ever had, sports heroes, I'm not saying hero, I'm saying heroes, plural, he'll definitely be in there.
Yeah.
So... We also have, in 1936, U.S. Helen Stevens ran 11.5 to win the 100-meter at the Berlin Olympics, defeating controversial intersex athlete Stanisława Wieleczkiewicz of Poland. Now, what the hell? So she defeated. So Helen Stevens, that supposedly is a female.
Yeah.
Defeated intersex athletes. So she's defeating a male, right? Intersex athlete.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I mean, it's obviously not another woman.
Well, intersex means combining.
Yeah. So is that a guy? She defeated a guy?
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know. Let me look this up here. This guy's name. I think it's a guy.
It's confusing.
It is. It's okay. It's a woman. Is this a trans? I mean, were trans even a thing back in these times? Like,
I won't say they didn't exist, but
it's an intersex athlete.
Wasn't a thing. Well, maybe there was a thing. Maybe there are I don't know.
Or is this a shoehorned in article to give the illusion to promote? Are they rewriting history? Is this all fictitious?
I don't know.
Just to boost up the numbers for a political agenda. That's another avenue to think about.
True.
1936 as well, Greek Prime Minister Ioannis Metzikas led a self-coup, giving him authoritarian control of the country. How do you coup yourself? A self-coup?
Oh, coup.
Huh. 1941, Brooklyn Dodgers catchy Mickey Owen became the first MLB player to take 3 foul pop-ups in 1 inning, which was the 3rd inning during that game, in an 11-6 win over the New York Giants. All right.
In other words, they popped it up and then you're out. So he made all 3 outs.
Oh, okay. And we got some a bad one here. In 1942, the first train with Jews departed Michelin, Belgium to Auschwitz. Yep. While that was going on, the German occupier orders all Dutch homing pigeons killed. Well, that makes sense. You don't want people to, communicate, and all that stuff. Homing pigeons.
Okay, yeah.
Homing
Sending
pigeons,
messages.
Yeah, they were a huge integral part of the First World War.
Yeah, true. It's hard to believe, but yeah. That would be that,
Now, I'm going to block this name here. Do you recognize who's coming up just by the photograph?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. 1942, German hockey. Okay, we got that one. 1943, British Premier Winston Churchill traveled on the Queen Mary to Canada. Hey, you're from Canada, and we've been on the Queen Mary.
That's true.
It wasn't a functional ship at the time.
Right.
Nor is it now, but yeah.
It's not down here anymore.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, yes, it is.
What are you talking about?
No, the Spruce Goose isn't.
Yeah, I was just like, how the hell?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
You almost blew my brain there for a second. I'm just like, yes, it is.
We got to see the Spruce Goose. I'm glad.
We did,
awesome.
yeah. While I was down,
huge.
Oh yeah.
All out of wood.
Yeah. Well, that was during the Second World War when aluminum and all that
metal.
stuff. Any type of metal. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't build a plane out of steel.
No.
So, but they needed some way to transport, and Howard Hughes.
Never was used, though. It barely got off the ground.
But it did fly, so he proved the concept.
Yeah,
but
I think it was pretty I'm only guessing, obviously. I think it's pretty rickety. He put it down and said, well, we'll never take this up again.
I got to see The Aviator again because
that was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. But they do have him taking it off the water. That is a scene in that movie.
Oh, yeah. No. He flew it.
Yeah.
Just not far or high.
No. What else do we got here? 1944, Anne Frank was arrested in Amsterdam by German security police, the Groenpolizei, following a tip-off from an informer who was never identified. Yeah. 44 as well, the Finnish government passed a special act making Carl Gustaf Emil Mannerheim the president of Finland. Pardon me. That is, alright, that's one hell of a name. 45, Red Sox outfielder Tom McBride drived an MLB record tying 6 runs in an inning, the 4th inning, during 15-4 win versus Washington.
So we got 6 RBIs in an inning is what they're saying? Yeah, runs batted in.
Yeah, 6 runs in an inning. So 6 runs.
Wait a second. Red Sox outfielder Tom drives
in MLB record tying 6 runs in an inning. Not an RBI.
Well, yeah, no, he drove them in.
Oh, okay.
Runs batted in. They're talking about driving it in, but yeah.
Okay. 46, an earthquake of magnitude 8.0 hit northern Dominican Republic. 100 were killed and 20,000 are left homeless. They got off so lucky.
They did. It must have been a pretty rural area.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
that's
only,
huge.
like 100 killed. That's 100 people. Like I'm not laughing at that, but
No.
but only, and it was an 8.0.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
pretty rural.
That's lucky.
Saved them.
Yeah, I mean because there's a difference between the most destructive earthquake, the most lethal earthquake, and the largest earthquake. Because I think one of the largest earthquakes in the recorded history happened in Alaska, but because the population is so sparse, I don't think there was any fatalities. But it was like a 9.3 or something crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of factors. How deep is the earthquake? That affects it.
Yeah.
Is it in the ocean? And you're getting it 2 miles.
Well, now you're adding a whole other thing. If it's in the ocean, now we might have a tsunami.
Yeah.
So.
Of course. But I'm just saying, the amount of actual earthquake movement has a lot to do with not just the number.
Yeah.
But just get 8. I don't care. That's huge. I don't care how deep it is or whatever.
Yeah, that's big.
Huge.
Yeah. 1947, the Supreme Court of Japan was established.
What? No.
The Supreme Court of Japan.
Of Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 47.
Yeah.
That makes you wonder if they had any courts. Well, they had law systems.
Well, they were just establishing their whole new identity as far as political identity.
1948, a 5-day Southern states filibuster succeeded in maintaining United States' poll tax. Which, do you know what a poll tax is?
I'm trying to think. I do, but I can't remember exactly. I know the name for sure.
Well, let me look it up really quick, because I've looked this up before, and I have a slight knowledge of it, but let's see here. A poll tax, also known as a head tax or capitation, is a tax levied on a fixed sum on every liable individual, typically every adult, without reference to income or resources. Poll is an archaic term for head or top of the head. The sense of counting heads is found in phrases like polling place and opinion poll. So essentially, a poll tax was something to do with you get charged to vote, or like you're getting taxed automatically in your taxes.
You breathe, we're taxing you.
Yes, essentially. But they tied it in with voting and everything.
Yeah.
So, but this specifically had something to do with like the South wanted to maintain a poll tax.
Well, there you go. See, the poor, like if you take in the South, the poor blacks especially, now they can't afford to vote.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep. There you go. 1948 as well, the women's shot put introduced to track and field program at the London Olympics. Inaugural gold medalist Micheline Ostermeyer in France, who also won the women's discus gold. All right. The inaugural event. We also have Fanny Blankers-Koen of the Netherlands won the 80-meter hurdles in Olympic record 11.2 at the London Olympics. Second of unprecedented 3 individual track and field gold medals. Wow. This lady was a machine. And I know it was a lady because, no guy will have the name Fanny.
Well, Fanny can get her ass down the track, I got to tell you.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is, you know what Fanny means in British slang?
What?
Vagina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so over here, Fanny means butt.
Yeah.
Over there, Fanny means the front side.
Ah.
And that's why it's so funny when you go to Britain and you talk about fanny packs. Oh, let me put this in my fanny pack. You what, mate?
So if you talk about a guy having a big fanny, you're talking he probably had an operation.
Hey, I guess it'll fly today. Yikes. Hey, King, when did you sneak in here?
Ooh, this guy here.
I literally did not see you come in. Like, all of a sudden you were here. Like, what? Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Slept in a little late.
I noticed. 1948 here, Hungary's Olga Gyermety won the first ever Olympic women's long jump competition at the London Games. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. 4 years later, in 1952, gambling boss Theodore Roa was murdered by the crew of Sam Giancana. Giancana, I guess. Sometimes I can't name. Like,
Listen, you do way better than I could ever do on some of this stuff. I don't know how you get through some of it.
Now,
and then some of it is okay.
Well, see, here's the funny thing. I already played out the rest of the conversation in my head.
Of course you did.
Because I'm sitting here, you're giving me kudos, but then I'm thinking, yeah, you give me shit anyway, and you're like, but of course.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Ugh.
Was that a sneeze or was that a race car peeling out? 1953, black families moved into the Trumbull Park housing project in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what that means. What's the significance of that?
It's the projects. You know, the projects, the housing. They shove them all up into those brick buildings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what the projects.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
But is this the start of the projects or something?
Well, this is, when black families moved in there. I don't know, like every now and then, like, because this seems like an insignificant thing, but I like to put things in here to make our listeners think. Exactly what you just did.
But it doesn't say it's the projects.
Well, it's a park housing project in Chicago, a housing project, projects in Chicago.
Okay.
I mean, like,
yeah, okay.
I don't know what else
Yeah.
you can get from that.
Fair enough.
I don't know. We also have New York Yankee hurler Vic Raschi set MLB record for a pitcher by driving in 7 runs in a 15-0 win versus Detroit.
Wow, that's unusual for a pitcher to hit.
Yeah. I know. That's why I got in there. And, that's a lot of hits for a pitcher. So, 54, Boscombe down first flight of supersonic P-1 Lightning. Huh. Let's take that look. Look at that, actually. P-1 Lightning. Images. Okay. Let me get the 1950.
That isn't what I was thinking at all.
This one.
Oh,
here.
there we go. That's more the. It's still old.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So this is the first supersonic, or the first flight of this.
Yeah.
And it's a supersonic jet.
Yeah.
It's confusing because some of these photos have a propeller, and obviously you cannot go faster than the speed of sound with prop aircraft. That's a physical impossibility.
Yeah. Well, that's World War II stuff right there.
Yeah. Well, so is jets. So at the end.
Sure.
Now look at this. This is interesting. They have one on top of the other. They have one intake and 2 outtakes.
I've seen this picture before.
That's interesting.
I can't tell you when, where, or how. What does it say?
Aviones Casa y de
great.
Atique. So it's in Spanish. That's not going to help us.
No.
1954, the government of Pakistan approved the national anthem written by Hafiz Juliandri and composed by Ahmed G. Kalaha. So cool. Pakistan has a national anthem. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of Pakistan, but it's cool. They have a national anthem. That's nice. Eisenhower authorized $46 million for the construction of CIA headquarters.
Yeah. Now, right around 55, right around this time, within a year or two, my dad took me down to the corner because the president was going to be driving by from the airport going downtown. And it was President Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You saw his motorcade.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Ike.
I like Ike.
Yeah. 56. I want to read this just because, as I said, I like randomly bursting into songs. So, 1956 here. Actually, where is it? Oh, they don't even have. They took it off. What the hell? Okay, well, Elvis Presley released "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, Crying All the Time," a cover of Big Mama Thornton's original, written by Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller. So, Hound Dog was not his creation by any means.
Now, do you know what they have a flip side and the original side? Do you know what was on the original side? Hound Dog was supposed to be the flip side for a second song.
So you're talking about on the other side of the record?
Yeah, there's 2 records on 145.
Yeah.
Don't Be Cruel. That was supposed to be the biggie.
And
it was. Both of them were big.
They were big, yeah. Now, what's really interesting is that you know how the CD, the compact disc, you know, is, you know, the thing that came after, you know, the cassette.
Yes.
Now, what's really interesting is cassette
Came after the 8-track.
Yeah. Well, anyway, these two. I'm specifically talking about these two: the cassette and the compact disc.
Yeah.
Well, what does the cassette have? Side A and side B. A, B, C, D.
Oh no. No.
Wow!
That's a long way to go for nothing.
Oh, come on. But Yo King, you want to talk to us about 1950s? We have we have 3 more 56s actually. Perfect.
1956, Indonesia says it will not pay debts to the Netherlands.
Huh.
Ooh, can we do that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
No
I don't
kidding.
want to pay debts to any. Well, I don't.
No, I
wanna
mean
pay
just as Americans.
Yeah.
How come
So
we
we can
give
stop
away
hearing
money?
about
Nobody
the-
owes us money. We give it away, and thank you. You know, we owe you, $20 billion, whatever. No, it's just gone. We borrow it. Look out, we owe everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? We got some NASCAR one or like, yeah, NASCAR. Want to tell us about it, Lee Petty?
Oh shit! There you go.
1956,
1956, Lee Petty dismounts car on top of 32 wave red flag field because of dusty conditions at NASCAR Grand National Tulsa, Oklahoma. Race halted and never completed.
So weather conditions, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Now I'm looking. I think YouTube is just a black screen. So let me look this up here really quick. Let me check out our view of my channel live. Are we even live on YouTube? I mentioned. Yeah, we are. Okay.
Weather conditions, I guess.
But it is a black screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to re-upload after this. Anyway, yeah, but do you know what NASCAR stands for?
Cars going to the left really fast.
Well, yeah, but it stands for North American Stock Car Association Racing or something. So like you know because the whole idea of NASCAR is about stock cars, not about souped up cars like they are today. It's supposed to it was supposed to be about who had the best bare minimum basic product. That was the whole point. And it was all supposed to be like, oh hey, you know, like we have a better basic product at the bare minimum, like, you know, buy ours, you know. And now it's all souped up and all that crap, and it's, you know. But another little bit of trivia about NASCAR. Do you know how it got its start?
Yeah, running away from police.
Yeah, the Rum Runners. Yep. What else do we got here? Moving on up to 1957, Argentine. Go ahead.
Argentine Maserati driver Juan Manuel Angigo clinches his record 5th F1 World Drivers' Championship, 4 consecutive, in winning the German Grand Prix at Nuremberg.
All right. 1961, Spokane, Washington reached an August record of 108 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
That's warm.
hot.
Yep.
And humid.
Yeah.
Humid's a given.
No, Spokane is in the desert.
Oh.
Spokane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They wouldn't be humid.
No.
Yeah. 1962, Nelson Mandela was captured by South African police. You know, so apartheid stuff and
Yeah.
all that stuff. 64, the bodies of civil rights workers Michael Schwerner, Andrew Goodman, and James E. Cheney were discovered in an earthen Mississippi dam. Wow! So they were put put in the dam.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Killed and well, that's a good way to. No one will ever find them.
Yeah.
I think Hoffa's somewhere in a dam or something.
Yeah. Now, what's really interesting, and you know, now I'm not saying to do this. You know, like disclaimer, I'm not saying to do this, but if you want to make sure that a body's never discovered, make sure to when after you bury it, put an endangered plant on top of it, so that way, no, seriously, they cannot dig it up. Work the system. I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying if you want to. And there's also the zone of death, which King here was recently acquainted with in Yellowstone National Park. Remember that?
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like there's this one area, because Yellowstone, there's this one corner. Actually, let me look it up here really quick.
I've never been to Yellowstone, believe it or not.
Yellowstone Death Zone. Yeah, here we go. The Zone of Death. So this little area is part of the Yellowstone National Park, but it's in Idaho.
Yeah.
And because of the legal system and anything here, if you go to this one little area and you kill somebody, it's still illegal technically, but because you can't get a fair trial, because you're doing a crime in an area with no inhabitants, you can't get a jury. So they can't try you for murder.
Okay.
So a little loophole.
We got to go up there and visit this.
No.
No.
I know your plot.
That was the perfect tone to that. No, I'm sorry.
He wants to take you on a boat ride.
No.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Another 1964. Where is it? Here it is. A long one for you.
North Vietnam purportedly engaged U.S. Navy ships at the
Gulf of Tonkin.
Gulf of Tonkin.
Gulf of Tonkin for the second time, resulting in U.S. Congress passing the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, granting authority to assist any Southeast Asian facing communist aggression. Later investigated, deemed the second attack that never happened, as the shipyard communications were misinterpreted. Interpreted.
That's where this thing is going to ramp up at. Big time.
Hey, they wanted a reason to get into the war.
We're stupid. We
We
didn't learn from the French. They were bogged down there for how long?
Of course we didn't learn from the French. They're the ones who helped us become a thing to begin with.
God. I end up losing a buddy over there.
Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, you want to talk about false flag attack, Gulf of Tonkin. The same, literally, almost verbatim happened, which is what we used to get into the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
The Lusitania to get us in the First World War, Pearl Harbor to get into the Second World War, 9/11 to get us into the Middle East again. I mean, for those who do not learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. The government has, since almost the very beginning of the founding of this nation, been fooling the people to validate military action and the killing of other people who fly different flags.
I can't get along with you that we have a hand in all those
Oh,
things.
Definitely. And so, I mean, anyway, what else do we got here? 65.
1965, Cook Islands enter into free association with New Zealand.
All right. And we got some football.
1967, 34th NFL Chicago College All-Star Game. Green Bay 27, All-Stars 0. Oh boy. That's a bad look.
You lost to the Cheese Packers? Wow.
Yeah, they had the women's basketball. They have the Olympic team that's the best of the best. So then they took whatever was left over and called them the WNBA All-Stars. And then they had a game before the Olympic team went on to play in the Olympics. And the second team, so to speak, the WNBA stars, hammered them. They were up by 20 at one point.
Oh, wow.
And that's our Olympic team.
Now, is this a recent Olympics or is
this one's just happened now. They had it
wow.
before they kicked them off to go play in the Olympics.
Oh, wow. Huh.
It was funny as hell.
And now here's a big one.
1967, Pink Floyd releases first album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and only record record made under the leadership of Syd Barrett.
That is a hell of a name, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Wow.
Great band, great band. Pink means a whole different thing now.
Oh yeah.
Well,
great band.
Pink has its own shade, so to speak, in that one hostel up in San Francisco. Remember that bathroom?
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember that bathroom, King? The pink?
Hmm?
Let's see if
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pink bathroom.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it really quick, actually, so that way our viewers know. Let's see if I can, oh, well, I'm not going to
What
find
was
it.
our green? Our room was green.
Our room was teal.
Teal.
Something like
What
that.
the hell's teal? That's like periwinkle. No man knows what periwinkle is. The color.
Yeah.
I gotta look that guy up. It's the funniest bit.
Actually, do you want to know what color periwinkle is? Let's look here. Let's see here. This is periwinkle. It's a flower.
It is? It's a bluish color.
Yeah, like this is periwinkle. Hold on a second. Color.
I gotta find that comedian.
Apparently periwinkle has multiple shades, but this is... Wow, this lady has periwinkle hair. Look at that. A blue hair. Uh-oh.
No, it's periwinkle.
It's a shade of blue.
Now I know what periwinkle is. I don't feel like a true man anymore.
Well, you are a Californian.
Men have two colors. Two colors of
Yeah.
shades. Brown, black.
Yeah.
Women have 42. Periwinkle.
Yeah. We have one more 67 here. Ooh. What is this? You want to take this one?
Hey, which 67?
Shortwave?
Shortwave Group Anarch's first convention, Chicago.
Now, what is shortwave group Anarch? Like, is it anarchy? Like,
Well, that's what you wonder first off.
well, it is in
The
Chicago.
beginnings.
Oh,
Representatives of.
the Association of North American Radio Clubs. Okay.
Oh, okay. Not anarchy at all.
Yeah, well, it is in Chicago. It might as well be. So, 1970, I know someone who knew this guy. Jim Morrison was arrested for public drunkenness in Los Angeles.
Not a surprise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is an alcoholic.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. But, I mean, like, you weren't, like, really close with this guy.
we weren't
but you
tight
knew
at all.
you knew Jim Morrison.
Yeah, of course.
You're an acquaintance with him. That's
Yeah, acquaintance more than a
you know,
friendship.
as a historian, because him as being a musician, I couldn't care. But his impact on history is why he's significant to me. And to know that you kind of knew that guy, that's really cool to me personally.
What does acquaintance mean? Like one Sunday afternoon, and a group of us are together. We happened to go down to the park down the street.
Yeah.
And play a little football.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And see you later, gone, goodbye.
You're people but you're not really
You're
engaged
not
with.
friends. Yeah.
But still, you interacted with
He was actually pretty quiet. All of a sudden, and he put him on the stage and blew up.
Yeah.
Went crazy.
Well, 1971, the U.S. launched the first satellite into lunar orbit from manned spacecraft. Oh, so it has to be the shuttle program or something. So they launched a satellite aboard the shuttle, and then they as a cargo transmitter, and then they deposited it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, 72, Arthur Brenner was jailed for 63 years for shooting Alabama Governor Wallace.
Oh,
that would do it.
That would shoot Wallace. Yeah.
72, Uganda dictator Idi Amin ordered the expulsion of 50,000 Asians with British passport from Uganda. Yikes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
We got some baseball here in 73.
1873, New York Yankees pitchers Lindy McDale puts one of the best relief stints in MLB history, entering the second inning, allows only one run, 13 innings, and 3 win versus Detroit Tigers.
All right. Ooh, and I like this next one here.
1974, Crawford Butler Act allows Puerto Ricans to elect own governor.
What a concept!
Well, yeah, I know, right?
They
Equal
can choose.
representation.
Yeah. They can choose their own leadership.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta.
You sure you want to do that?
We either gotta make Puerto Rico a state or just give them autonomy. Just stop
Yeah,
it.
I say
either or.
autonomy.
I see the same thing. But then again, if we give them autonomy, they're right next to. Actually, Puerto Rico is farther away from the U.S. than Cuba is.
That's true.
Cuba's between the two, so
Yeah,
will
that's
they go
actually true.
commie? Most likely, you know.
Well, they need a lifeline, and U.S. right now is their lifeline.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, what else do we got? Ooh, 1976. I want to read this just for you.
Thanks.
Did you see?
Thank you. Shit-eating grin. I got it.
Do you know what's coming?
No, I don't.
Well, you should have it figured out by now, but you'll learn in a minute. England defeated Australia by 8 wickets in limited overs cricket international at Lord's. First time women are permitted to play on the main square at the home of cricket. Hey, women get to suffer too. Awesome.
Cricket.
Yeah.
You did it to me again.
Well, I have to, I mean, it's my way of giving back,
Who has a flat bat and bounces the ball to the plate? Who does that? Cricket.
Who, like, can you read verbatim and think you have a stroke at the end? Like, cricket.
I know these are English words,
Yes.
and they're put together in some kind of sentence.
Here we go. 77. Sir King, you want to talk to us about a peanut farmer here?
Oh, yeah. We know what that is.
1977, U.S. President Carter establishes Department of Energy.
That's surprising it was that late. The Department of Energy.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know he started another. Just what we need is another government bureaucracy.
they all do.
I know.
So,
I
Oh.
flipped out when Bush established Homeland Security.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that pissed me off.
yep.
What are you doing expanding government? Now, which I didn't know, the Secret Service is now under the guise of Homeland Security. That's what they answer to.
Well, of course.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, they're security of the homeland,
Yeah.
and the homeland is the guy who leads it. So
I always thought
hand in hand.
at least Secret Service used to be independent.
No.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Now I know I've told
I'm
you
not
this.
happy about it.
I know I've said this before several times in front of both of you, but do either of you remember how the Secret Service got its start?
I don't remember.
King?
Sorry?
Do you remember
Secret
how
Service
the
got
Secret
started?
Service? Yeah.
Doggies.
I don't know.
It started as a secret police force to guard our gold deposits and whatnot, like at
I
Fort
do
Knox
remember.
and whatnot.
Yeah, you're right. You told me that.
It had nothing to do with the presidency.
Yeah.
And even after Lincoln was assassinated, it had nothing to do with the presidency. Like, the Secret Service didn't, go on to become, things to help, to protect, the presidents and
Yeah.
what it is today. And so very much later, it's more of a recent thing to be that.
But the Secret Service wasn't able to stop us from stealing our own gold, taking it out of there.
Oh, who do you think helped them?
They helped loading them on the trucks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. What else do we got here? 1980.
1980. 81? 81?
80.
Hurricane Aline kills 272 in Texas and the Caribbean.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. The -11 thing here, that's actually like between now and the 11th. So, August 4th to August 11th, Hurricane Arlene over the next, over the next 7 days goes on to kill 272 people in Texas and Caribbean.
That's
This
a
is when
long
it
time
started.
for a hurricane.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends, where it starts
Yeah.
and where it hits landfall are two different things. Okay, that's a different deal.
Yeah. 81.
1981, Oliver North is assigned to White House duty.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oliver North.
Holy North.
Yeah.
And now he's on Fox News.
Well, he got hung for responsible for what?
The Iran-Contra
The
affair.
Iran-Contra, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, him and Reagan were doing a whole bunch of shady stuff, and then he took the bullet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Speaking of Reagan, we gotta watch that movie.
Well, it's not out yet.
Well, yeah, it's coming out. So, what else? Yeah. More baseball.
Outfielder Joel Youngblood becomes only MLB player to get his two different teams in two different cities on the same day. Singles for Mets in Chicago day game traded. Then singles for Expo and Philadelphia night game.
Wow. So he played for one game in the day, and he was traded during that day, and then he went on to play a game with those people he got traded to that night. That's a wild day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 1983 as well, Bettino Craxi was sworn in as Prime Minister of Italy, the first socialist to hold the office. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Not good.
But speaking of socialism and fascism and all this stuff, we all know that Benito Mussolini, the inventor of fascism.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, and I'm not sure whether or not you remember this, but the granddaughter of Benito Mussolini, whose last name is Mussolini, is right now, as you watch, in Italian politics.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, okay, that's a danger.
No. She is an absolute, what do you call it? She's the opposite of a fascist. She is
a human?
Whatever we are. Whatever we want to be.
Or is that a portrayal until she gets to a position where she can really do what she wants?
I don't know.
I don't know. She is a Mussolini. So, keep an eye on her is what I'm saying. 1984, U.S. athlete Carl Lewis won the 100 meter in 9.9 seconds in Los Angeles. First of 9 Olympic gold medals over 3 games.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And the memory of him with grabbing a huge flag and running around the track carrying the flag over
that was
his head.
him?
Yeah.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Let me look it up here. Carl Lewis flag. Carl Lewis flag. Let's see if it... Yeah. Okay. So that was Carl Lewis.
No.
It says here, Carl Lewis, lead back
that
to
doesn't even look like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's him.
Okay.
It looks very different.
He's older.
Yeah, it looks different with hair.
But the skin is the same. And it's saying Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
So.
Huh.
Yeah.
I always had envisioned that he didn't have it on a pole. He had it on 2 hands and carrying it behind him. But my image is all wet, obviously.
Well, all of these. Okay, well, let's see here. Carl Lewis flag. What year was this? 84?
It's going to be the same thing.
It's giving us the same. Here we go. Here's a black and white. You have Getty images.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe you're suffering from a Mandela effect.
Well, yeah, you have something in your head.
Yeah. Well, no. It's not just in your head. Do you remember what a Mandela effect is?
Yes.
Okay. But maybe you're right. Maybe, because see, so many people are quick to say, "Oh, it's age. Oh, I'm forgetful." It's like, "Oh, maybe you're not." Maybe we slipped into another reality. I don't know. What else do we got here? Ooh.
It's always been bear stain.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I know,
I hate
right?
that part. Because I have a little sidetrack story. Like, when I was younger, I was in the library. And I was checking out some books. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's not Bearstein? It's not Bearstein? It is Bearstein. Why does everybody keep saying Bearstein or Bearstein? And I remember that was my first moment in my entire history of being a human being. Is like, other people are stupid, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
the Berenstein debacle is one of the more prominent Mandela effects ever spoken about.
It's always been Bearstein.
Yeah. But what do we got here in 84?
1984, Prince's Purple Rain album goes #1 and stays there 24 weeks.
Purple Rain, Purple Rain. That's a good song.
26 weeks would be
good song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great album.
Let's see here. Is this even in here? 1985. They took this out.
What are you looking for?
Well, the Dream Girls and they had the Hang Glider one, but they took out the Dream Girls one here. So, from the actual script, what do we got here in 85?
American hang glider Larry Tudor sets a world record in gain of height, climbing 4,343 meters in one flight.
So that's a hang glider,
Yeah.
and he's ascending.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Way up there.
4,000. He almost went up an entire mile,
Yeah.
like just 1,000 feet shy of a mile. But the one I was talking about, 1985 as well, Dreamgirls, which was a play, closed at Imperial Theater in New York City after 1,522 performances.
Whoa.
I mean, like, you know, most people don't care about plays, you know, like, I care to a certain degree and all that stuff, but, you know, when something's at 1,000,
Yeah.
give recognition,
Yeah.
you know, but they took it out. They straight up took this out. This was in here last night when I was researching,
Huh.
and they took it out. What the hell?
Seemed like a lefty thing they would leave in there.
Well, maybe they figured, oh, well, you know, it's a
Because
play,
it's the
whatever.
arts, you know.
Doesn't warrant the
Yeah.
publicity.
But it doesn't matter. If it's history, it's history. You know, this is,
Well,
you know.
you could have reams of paperwork on each year,
We-
each time. I mean,
we
there could be
do.
thousands and thousands of pages.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you just try
We need to make our
feed
own website.
everything
We
that happened
do.
on this day.
We do. That's been something I've been talking about for years. We had a website. I
And
just,
slowly add to it.
yeah. We got to start doing that. We absolutely do. So that way we can have one centralized source.
Yeah, our sourcing, we know it's trusted.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Let's see here. You got a baseball one, another 85 here. You actually have two baseball ones. And a golf.
Shut your mouth.
No.
1985, future Hall of Fame infielder Rod Carew of California Angels single off Minnesota's Frank Viola to call his MLB 3000th career hit. Angels win 6-5.
Nice.
One of the all-time great hitters. Just great on-base hitter.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he can run too fast, though, with that big old poof that's coming out. It's like, you know, slick that back, get some aerodynamics. You
Of course,
know,
they're talking about the Angels, and they have him in a picture.
the Cubs.
Not the Cubs. I think it's the Royals. I'm not sure.
Are you sure? Because that looks like a C on his
That's
hat.
not the Cubs.
What is TC?
But anyways, that's before he was with the Angels.
Yeah.
Twins.
Twins. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Huh.
who he was with. Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota Twins. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's see. You got another baseball one, 85.
1985, New York Yankees retired Baseball Hall of Fame sports shortstop Phil Rizzuto's number 10.
Good. You nailed that one. Phil Rizzuto. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then some golf here. So.
1985, Scott Verplank beats Jim Thorpe in Western Open playoff, first amateur to win PGA event since Gene Littler, 1954.
So 31 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just 1 year after that, in 1986, after winning token damages in an antitrust lawsuit against the NFL, USFL owners voted to suspend operations for the 1986 season, and they folded before the fourth season. So is that United States Football League?
Yeah.
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 Well, you know,
And I
they're
think a couple of the franchises bought into the NFL. I believe that was when that happened.
all right. We got to get a boom mic or something. We got to get a boom for this thing, so that way you like.
When I kick back, yeah.
You can literally grab
Yeah.
it and pull it with you. I mean, here, like, let me bigger this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see what he's
No,
doing?
yeah, I got
This
you.
is what I want. Like, you know. Like,
What happened to that? We were looking at that one time, and it wasn't.
Well, we got one, but it was desk mounted, and it
That's what it
turned
was,
into
yeah.
such a pain in the rear end. And
Yeah.
I need a legitimate floor mounted boom for my microphone.
You get one of this.
Yes, absolutely. 1986, reports of profitable OPEC, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, agreement on output quotas sent oil prices higher.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Man, that is such. You want to talk about like inflating artificially and all that crap.
Oh,
Like, they
yeah.
have such a control over that.
Yeah.
So crap. Like,
That's why we have to drill, baby, drill.
yeah. Oh, fracking. 87, the FCC voted 4-0 to rescind the fairness doctrine for broadcasters. Huh. I don't know what that is, but I don't like the FCC. So, 1988, Congress voted $20,000 to each Japanese American interned in World War II. Yes, I 100% support that.
Well,
You know?
yeah, you talk about being wrongly done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Where does that go? You're down a slippery slope. Well, what happens, what's really shameful is stuff they lost, they never got back. They said, screw you, you don't own it anymore.
Well, see, like, I used to say that, like, back in the time, you can't blame, because, hindsight is 20/20,
Yeah.
and back in the time, like, the Japanese were taking advantage, because as I always say, our greatest strength is also our greatest weakness, our tolerance and acceptance of others. So they took advantage of our, of our culture and used it against us to spy on us. So that's why we just did a sweeping internment of the Japanese. And I used to say, oh, blah, blah, they had no choice, blah, blah. And then the arguments, well, why didn't we do that to the Germans? Good point.
Well,
We should
white.
have.
They're white.
How do you tell a German though?
Well,
It was a horrific.
I mean, Japanese are a lot easier to spot out. That's imagined that would be the reason for it.
yeah. I mean, without getting, down any pathways of conversation potentially damaging to us because of political correctness
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's just a
but
horrible
yeah.
time in our history.
Yeah.
Horrible time in
Yeah.
our history.
Oh.
And you can say the same thing about slavery, too. Horrible time.
Well, hindsight is 20/20. Back then, they didn't view them as people, not because they were hateful, but just because that's how the world operated. Slavery was a business just as much as the business of making.
You grow up being taught something, and then
Yeah.
that's what you believe.
Yeah.
You don't question it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
1988 as well. Hertz Car Rental will pay out $23 million in customer fraud case. Wow, what did they do?
I don't know.
Hertz. They're still around, so
Yeah.
something tells me that didn't hurt them.
Hertz
Very much.
put you in the driver's seat. That was their commercial.
Ah. Yeah. What do we got here in 1990? Oh, okay. European community proposed a boycott of Iraq. Well, yeah. Yeah, so, 1992, in its debut at the Barcelona Olympics, the badminton singles gold medals are both won by Indonesian athletes, while its both men's and women's doubles went to South Korea. Cool. While that was going on, Italian fencer Giovanna Trellini wrapped up gold medals in both women's foil events at the Barcelona Olympics as part of the winning team.
Yeah.
So foil, that sounds like
Fencing.
fencing, yeah. Okay. 93, Rwandan Hutus and Tutsis signed a peace treaty between Arusha, Tanzania. That kind of gives me like a Bloods versus Crips vibe, a Sunnis versus Shias vibe.
No.
The Hutus versus the Tutsis. So,
It could be. I'm familiar with the Tutsis. And I don't know why. I just know the name.
the only Tutsis, to
that's
my
right.
knowledge, are your toes. Oh, my Tutsis, are aching. So,
Tootsie, goodbye.
yeah.
It's an old song from World War II or something.
Oh, all right. But what else do we got here in 1993?
1993, Tony Gwynn hits 6 and 11-10 win versus Giants. Fourth time this season, the Padres have 5 or more hits, ties MLB record.
Nice. Ooh, space news.
Galaxy Dwingelo, one near the Milky Way, is discovered.
Oh, it's pretty cool. They
Yeah.
discovered a galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, now this one is more nightmarish than the log truck for like. Are you even familiar with the log truck Final Destination? Have you even seen any Final Destination movies?
Oh man!
So, no.
Can
I know
you imagine that?
You read ahead, yeah. Like, oh my god.
It's
hold on.
all truck bucket. It's bees. Ah! Bees!
Final Destination. Let me just play this like really quick. Like this gave nightmares to an entire generation. So let's see here. Here we go.
Oh.
and it goes on. You know, we all know Final Destination movies and the calamity of insanity. But yeah, no.
And to answer your question, no, I haven't even seen one.
Oh my God, they're.
Oh, the first. Oh, you gotta at least watch the first one.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Remember when the racist was being dragged on fire behind his truck? That was hilarious. But what do we got here in 1994? This is terrifying.
Truck carrying millions of bees overturns on New York Parkway.
Oops.
Whoopsies.
Anything worse would be killer bees.
Well, if you're allergic, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. But
But-
killer bees attack just to attack.
Now, just imagine me in that situation after having seen
God,
me running with the
if anything, I wish I had my phone and seen that. Oh, that would have gone viral.
Oh man. And then we got an off of main source one here in 1995 as well.
1995 Operation Storm. Operation Storm begins in Croatia. Croatian army attacks territory. Yeah, it says Croatia and the Croatian. Oh, okay, Croatia, the Croatian army. That just caught this. Man, you're confusing me over here. Just leave it in.
Brain fart.
Army attacks territory under the Republic of Siberian Krajina in the largest land battle since World War II. Gee.
Holy crap.
Croatia fighting Herzegovina.
Herzegovina?
Herzegovina, thank
Ah,
you.
yeah. But the one I was talking about right before, this is off of main source here. Following a suspension from the league for substance abuse, former Mets outfielder Darryl Strawberry joined the New York Yankees and eventually helped the Bronx Bombers win the 1996 World Series.
Yeah.
All right.
All the town in the world, drugs did him in.
Yeah. But like they don't even mention that in our main source here. They took that away. But we got some more baseball stuff for you here.
Jim Bunning, Earl Weaver, Bill Foster, and Ned Hannian inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown in New York City.
Yeah. All right.
All great.
Or New York.
This last 96 is whatever. Like, you know, I don't even know why I put this in here just because, like. But we can move on up to this one if you want. Up to you.
1997, 185,000 Teamsters United Parcels Service drivers walk off their job. Ooh.
So that's UPS.
Yeah.
So not to be confused with the USPS.
Right. They're
Yeah.
not the post office.
Yeah. So that's UPS.
The post office can't strike. It's a government organization.
You know, like, I haven't really been watching, you know, TV, obviously, and all this stuff, but I wonder, with all this political correctness, is UPS still saying, what can Brown do for you?
I don't know. I'm sure they are.
I don't think they do.
I don't know. Like,
I don't think they do anymore.
yeah, because that can go down a road of conversation real quick to slavery, you know? So,
Anything's possible.
yeah.
The wokeism is anything's possible.
Ridiculous. 1997 in Colombia, international oil company Occidental Petroleum declared a force majeure on all oil exports from the Cano Lemon field after a series of attacks knocked out a major oil pipeline. Yeah, well, that would cause it.
Yeah.
And we're going to go from 1997 to 2005, skipping over almost an entire decade. What do we got here? Oh, he's cleaning his glasses. Okay, we got... oh, go ahead.
I got it. 2005 American Hall of Fame jockey Pat Day, 52, announces his retirement from the saddle. 298 mil in career pursuits.
Nice.
Yeesh.
Now, like, this is a
Pretty
legitimate...
good for a short guy.
Well, I was going to say,
Yeah.
because
Jockeys are short.
this is a legitimate question, King, and I'm not knocking your height at all. Have you ever thought about becoming a jockey? Like, or did you ever think about when you were younger? Like,
No, never even occurred to me.
Yeah.
Even when I was,
Yeah.
not banged up.
True. Yeah, you've had it rough.
I thought about doing wrestling, but that
good
was
luck with that.
short-lived.
Hey, no.
That was short-lived. Well, I'm low to the ground, so,
True.
Yeah, no. That's a perfect spot. Wrestlers, go by size.
And I probably would have won a lot of games just outright because
Center of gravity.
no one would have a person in my weight division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like back in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going up against our wrestler just for fun on hoots and hollers on the mat. He says, "Come on, get on the mat with me." So I went. He's the heavyweight guy in that division. He tied me in a knot. I had no shot. Of course, I never wrestled in my life.
I was pretty muscular for my size. I bet I could have done well.
Yeah. We got another 2005 here.
2005, Prime Minister Paul Martin announces that Michelle Jean will be Canada's 27th and first black governor general.
All right. I don't know why. Like,
What's a governor general?
Let's look that up here really quick. Canada Governor General. Let's see here. It is a federal representative of the Canadian monarch, currently King Charles III. So, as I was saying, because you and I we've spoke about whether or not Canada is independent,
Yeah.
and whatnot. They are technically independent, but they still do answer to the British Crown, and this is how they do it. The Canadian monarch answers to the Governor General is a federal representative of the Canadian monarch.
Right.
So he's a representative of whoever's wearing the crown in the UK.
Right.
So.
Right.
So yeah,
But they are independent.
now, this is this source drives me up a wall with this. Prime Minister Paul Martin, okay, they have his name clickable, and his picture is over here, but this article is about Michel Jean, but you can't click his name, and he is not represented on here.
Huh? That's weird.
And he's also black. You'd think a leftist source would be doing everything in their power to be like, "Hey, look, it's a black guy. Let me shove it in your mouth. It's a black guy. Hey, look."
Wow.
But they're not.
Why do you go there?
Well, that's what they do. I mean, look at the whole thing with Kamala Harris. All of a sudden,
Well,
she became a black woman. So,
Black woman.
yeah. But I mean, you'd think that they would have his picture up here. They'd be giving him his due diligence. Like, I want to see what he looks like. I want to know more about Michelle Jean. I don't give a fuck about Paul Martin. Why the hell is he being the star of an article about this other guy? Like, they do that with sports people all the time. Like, that's my main gripe. What is Michael? Oh, Michelle Jean. Okay, so it's not even a guy. It's, show me a picture. I want to know what this person looks like.
Yeah.
I want to know who this person is. And they have room. They have two people on this article.
Yeah.
If they really want to put this guy up here, fine. But then put her up there next to him. You're talking about them both. Come on. Anyway, sometimes I just get representation, man. I want it. 2007, 32-year-old Alex Rodriguez became the youngest player in MLB history to hit 500 home runs, connecting on the first pitch he sees at New York Yankees defeat Kansas City 16-18 or 16-8. 18.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It was a great one.
Yeah.
The enemy, but a great one.
The enemy.
Yeah, New York.
Oh, well.
New York baseball. I should say. Yeah.
Well, that's where the
Played for the
Dodgers came
Yankees.
from.
No, they came from Brooklyn. Don't tell a diehard Dodger fan that they're from New York. No,
Brooklyn's
no.
in New York.
Oh my God! Don't ever go to Brooklyn. They'll hang you up. It's across the river. Brooklyn is not in New York City.
It's one of the 5
They
boroughs.
are so proud of being Brooklynites.
Yeah, you can be Brooklyn, but you're also part of the U.S. You're also part of the.
Oh, you're part of the New York
you're part
State.
of New York.
Yeah.
It's part of. No, it's part of New York City proper. It's one of the 5 boroughs.
Okay, well,
They're
That's what I'm
basically.
saying.
I know what you're saying. They're just northeastern Texans by attitude, is what you're saying. They're Brooklynites first and New Yorkers second, is what you're saying, right?
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not trying to debate. I'm just trying to figure
They're very
out.
proud of being from Brooklyn.
Well, so are Texans.
Yeah.
You know. So. Anyway, what else do we got here? 2007. NASA's Phoenix spaceship was launched. All right. And we also have San Francisco slugger Barry Bonds homers off Clay Hensley in second inning of 3-2 loss to San Diego to tie Hank Aaron's, or Aaron, 33-year MLB home run records of 755. Yeah. Nice. Now see right here, both of these names are clickable.
Yeah.
In the pictures, they're talking about these two people, both of these people. Why can't they do it up here?
Yeah.
That's why I'm flipping out.
But Bonds was, I believe, stripped of that record, right?
I believe so, because he was juicing, right?
Yeah.
So, what do we got in 2009? Here we go. Not on. There we go.
2009, Kim Jong-il II meets former President Bill Clinton. He pardons and releases captured American journalist Uni Laura Ling, who was found guilty. Okay, this really bothers me. Why the fuck do they bother? I don't know. You're getting the date. Why would you say former president?
Yeah.
First of all, it really bothers me because no one should be former president. It's president. It's
Sure.
like
president is the acting, and
like,
former president are the people.
No, but he's right. Once you're president, you're president.
I don't care. Everybody's president.
Yeah. That's why he's still called President Clinton.
It's like doctor.
Yeah.
It's like adding doctor to your name.
Well,
President Trump is President Trump. So he's saying Biden's going to be still President Biden after,
Right.
yeah.
he gets out. It's still, you don't walk up to him and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Former President Biden."
Yeah.
No, you say, "Hey, President Biden, all right."
Hey, I'm not going to argue with you. You're right on. I agree.
I know, I mean, semantics you could be argued against, but it's just a pet peeve of mine if they do that.
I mean, I can see both sides
Especially
of the
in a
coin.
news article. Like,
Well, let's take
we're
President
reading about
Lincoln. He's
2009.
dead.
We
He's
know
still
he's the
President
past
Lincoln.
president.
Yeah.
That's it. Not deceased President Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, that's a good point. But as
Especially
far as,
in text like this, we're reading about 2009. We know
He's
not the president anymore.
right.
Yeah, at the same time, well, I don't want to argue on behalf of stupid people, so never mind. I was gonna say, well, what if?
Oh, that was pretty good, but go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, without the former in there, somebody might read this and think, oh, Bill Clinton was president in 2009, actively, in the Oval Office. But then again, I don't
True.
want to argue on behalf of stupid people.
I guess. True.
Yeah,
it is helping stupid people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there you go.
That's why I said, I can see both sides of the coin in most every argument.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
So, I can't disagree or agree with you. It's weird. This is a weird feeling. I see where you're coming from, and I acknowledge it.
Preferences, I suppose.
At the same time, I'm also, for utilizing, this word as well as being against it. My brain is weird. I am a living contradiction. I really am. So.
Well, let me ask you this. If they ever put anything up about Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, would they put up...
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton?
Let's see how we say it. I can't form it. What it would be is stupid anyways. I was just gonna say, wannabe President Hillary Clinton.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got here? Oh, we got Mr. Screw Your Freedoms himself.
Oh, that's yours, man. That's California work.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it if you take it.
2010. Pardon me. 2010, California's Proposition 8, the ballot initiative prohibiting same-sex marriage passed by the state's voters in 2008, is overturned by Judge Von Vaca in the case of Petty versus Schwarzenegger. I mean, I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not idolizing
Kinda
the
got
guy in
to.
any capacity. Like, I'm mocking him now.
Screw your freedoms.
Screw your freedoms.
Jackass.
My dad was
What
a
a
German
jackass.
SS Nazi officer. Oh, yeah.
That'll forever go down as one of the most jackass things ever said, like, ever.
Yeah. Well, like, you know,
freedoms.
well, like, you know, as I said, like, it was discovered after that, like, he is legitimate, like, his dad, his father, was an SS officer in upper echelons in the Nazi party, rubbed shoulders with Adolf Hitler. His dad. Like, so that, you know, we're talking to a legitimate, literal child of a Nazi. Like, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, it seems. So, but what else do we got here in 2010?
On the third anniversary of his 500th MLB career home run, Alex Rodriguez reaches the 600 home run mark in New York Yankees' 5-1 win versus Toronto, seventh and youngest to reach the milestone.
Yeah.
Says the exact same thing, only 100 home runs later.
Yeah, well, his third
How old
anniversary.
was he?
Yeah.
What?
How old was he?
Alex Rodriguez. Let's see here. He was born in 1975, so 35 years. This happened in 2010. So, wow.
Not bad.
Yeah. Just 1 year later, 2011, Mark Duggan was shot by police in London at the age of 29, sparking widespread riots that caused an estimated £200 million, or maybe lira, worth of property damage. I said lira because King here, he discovered that because you know what lira are, right?
Of course.
The denomination for lira and pounds are almost the exact same.
Ah, I haven't noticed that.
So like I'm kind of turning that into like an inside joke.
Ah.
So, but yeah, no. Let me look this up. Lira. Currency.
Dollars. Currency symbol.
Symbol.
Currency symbol. There you go.
There we go. All right. So yeah, so like you know, here's this, you know, and that's very much different. But then we have this.
That's the pound right there.
No, that's the lira.
Oh, okay. Then where's
Turkish
the pound?
lira sign. Well, I didn't look up the pound. Well, let me look it up here really quick.
Close,
Pound. Pound. Whoops. Hold on a second. Pound. Currency symbol. Yeah. So this is the pound, sterling pound right here. So you can see Joomp, lira. Same exact thing actually.
Yeah.
Between these two. The only difference is some of these, like the majority, they have 2 dashes, whereas the pound has 1, and sometimes.
Why do we have all these different signs for lira?
I don't know.
I wonder what they're using today.
Well, why do we have these different sizes? The pound has variations too. It has a flat one here, and then it has a little curly Q here too. But the pound and the lira are almost exactly the same as far as what they look like. Aside from these different renditions.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So like, I'm not mocking you, King. I'm bringing that up, to make a point. Like it is very close. So
I'm not that familiar with the lira.
Yeah.
And it's
It is
also a
close.
musical instrument too, right? The lira,
Is
we
it?
looked at it. Yeah. Well, when I initially looked up lira, when I just straight up just look up lira, I get this.
Musical instrument.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little heart.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Didn't know that either.
What else do we have here? 2012, South African Oscar Pistorius became the first double-leg amputee to complete at the Olympics, 400 meter in London, out in semis. I wonder if that's poor little Tink Tink.
Poor little thing.
I have to bring this up.
He
here
was
really
just
quick.
trying to race.
Yeah.
Poor little Ting.
Yeah, there's what's his name? Cat Williams, of course.
That's just fucking awesome, though. Like,
Yeah.
imagine having your legs cut off and you become faster.
I know, right? Let me just play a little bit of this here.
There's a white boy that ran track for a motherfucking living. He ran track for a motherfucking living, and he lost both his motherfucking legs. Now, I hate losers and quitters, but I feel like if you run for a motherfucking living and you lose both of your motherfucking legs, you should be allowed to sit this motherfucker out. You have done everything there was for you to do. And this motherfucker on some gangster shit decide not only is he gonna walk again, he decide he gonna fucking race again. Now you got to be in tune with your fucking star player to pull this shit off, cause they made him some aluminum racing legs and shit look like bent back paper clips and shit. That's
good, dude. That's exactly what I look like.
don't try to act like something wrong with me. Some of you motherfuckers saw the story. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. It looked like bent back paper clips, like 2 baby boomerangs and shit. That's what he had to run on. That motherfucker had to be in tune with his star fucking player, cause sometimes motherfuckers ain't gonna have your back like you think you should. And this motherfucker now gotta come in on his aluminum racing legs and race again. And he gotta try to come in and be all calm and smooth and not draw too much attention to himself. Just tink, 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 tink. Motherfuckers fucking with him and shit. Yeah, you gotta go over there and sign up first before you race. Oh, okay, motherfucker. Tink, 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 tink. Yeah, they said I gotta sign up first. It's no sign up at all.
That's so rude.
Tink, 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 tink. He all at the starting line, you know, motherfuckers fucking with him, doing all sorts of unnecessary exercises with their legs and shit. Just on your mark. Tink, 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 tink.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. But like, basically, why that is special and everything is, remember there was a whole upset about whether or not he should even be allowed to compete. Because they're arguing that he had an unfair advantage because he had artificial legs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, that is a good
I
point.
just imagine if you're running and you're in first and all you hear is ding 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 ding. Like, no.
But yeah, but I mean, like, there's this other story about like a double amputee climbing Mount Everest. It's like, oh, what's your excuse? My legs get tired. That's my excuse. Like, that is a legitimate thing. Like, his leg, he has fake legs. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you can argue that, like, okay, he lost his legs. It's a true inspiration that he's getting to compete. But at the same time, now he does. There is merit, and he does have an unfair advantage. His legs can't get tired. Like,
True.
Like, where's the cutoff? And should there be now like a separate Olympic event just for people with disabilities?
Well, there already is a disabled Olympics.
Oh my God! Can you? Oh my God! No.
Well, I know the Special Olympics is around, but that's mainly for like mental and stuff. I'm talking like is there?
No, it's physical disabilities too. It's all kinds of.
They probably have to create a whole new thing.
Yeah. Wild. Anyway, what else do we got here? What do we have in another 2012 Super Rugby final? Is it?
I would like this, dude. They should totally do that.
What?
A bunch of freaking people on paperclip legs
Oh.
running against each other.
That would
I'd
be
so
interesting.
watch that.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Like an entire squad of Tink Tinks. Like,
Running against each other, just blowing records like you would never thought possible out of the water.
So the next question is, so someone can compete in the now faster races with the Tink Tinks, does someone cut off their legs so they can compete?
well, that's a whole nother thing. Are people going to intentionally start mutilating themselves? Because people do that. I mean, hell, there's a story out there about a woman who
purposely blinded herself?
Yeah, I literally poured bleach into her
I
eyes.
get
Poured bleach into her eyes.
Get out of my head!
Intentionally, so that way she can start collecting a disability and everything. People people mutilate themselves. How the hell can you put? I mean, if you
Someone helped her.
Yeah,
Like, she got someone to help her do it.
I know. Yeah.
So it's not just one person. It was
I know. No,
two
it's
persons.
a
Like,
problem.
okay, let's do this.
It's a problem.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna convert to standing here. So while I'm doing that, do you want to tell us about Michael Phelps again? Actually, no. We have the rugby in 2012. Sorry.
U.S. So, 2012 Super Super Rugby final as opposed to the Rugby final. Well, Colt Stadium, Hamilton Chiefs win their first title win with 37-6 thrashing of Sharks. All right.
All right.
Chiefs, go Chiefs. All right.
37-6. That is that's painful.
It's a drumming.
Yeah. Well, I think
Sounds
I don't
like
know.
it.
Like,
I don't know. Is that,
I mean,
a lot?
like what you were telling me.
It sounds like a lot.
What you were telling me the other day, like 31-12 is not that big or whatever the score was.
Oh, football, yeah.
Yeah.
Two
So-
scores or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. But now we can talk about Michael Phelps.
2012, U.S. takes 4 100-meter medley relay doubles at the London Olympics with Michael Phelps collecting his 18th Olympic gold medal. Women's team sets world record also at 3 minutes 52 seconds and 0.05 milliseconds.
Yeah. 3 minutes 52.05 seconds. 18th gold medal.
Yeah.
Man. Huh.
And our women's team.
Yeah.
We were rocking it that year.
Hell yeah. 2014, Hamas and Israel agreed to another 72-hour ceasefire. I wonder if the U.S. came in and rearmed Israel like they did the last time. 2015, a plane... Because remember that? That was yesterday, right? Or the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2015, a plague of locusts in southern Russia prompted a state of emergency to be declared. That is scary. So,
Yeah.
plague of locusts.
Of course, I used to call you and your friends when they came in. Oh, here come the locusts.
Well, I wasn't as bad, but
No.
But Jess, oh, that guy can eat. Like, 2015, Muppets Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog announced the end of their relationship on Twitter. I can't think of like a more fitting statement to describe modern day life. A fictitious relationship between two puppets is being ended on Twitter.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Like, that is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kermit can do better anyway. We all know it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, his girlfriend was a pig, a literal porker. And she had an attitude of her. It's like
yeah,
girl,
she
baby
was a
girl,
bitch.
you do not have the body for that attitude. So, watch yourself.
She literally beat the shit out of him all the time. It was
Domestic
a
violence,
running
yeah.
gag.
Yeah.
Men getting beaten by their wives. Funny.
Yeah, if the shoe was on the other foot, then we have a police involvement. And a little funny how things are so one-sided like that. And then they call us toxic. All right, yeah, sure.
Well, beating just doesn't fall out of the sky.
But not every ass-kicking falls out of the sky.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Well,
What else we got?
2017, actually no, 2015. Oh, here we go. And this one's hilarious compared to what just recently happened. Huh.
Oh yeah, 2015, Robert Downey Jr. named the world's highest paid actor by Ford magazine, earning $80 million. 4 non-Hollywood actors make the top 10.
So have you heard the recent news involving RDJ?
No.
He's coming back to the MCU.
Ooh.
The Marvel Cinematic
Oh,
Universe,
okay,
the whole
yeah.
Avengers and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Remember they had him killed? Well, I'm not sure if you remember.
We're sorry. Please come
I
back.
saw some of them in the beginning, and I didn't see later ones.
Yeah, well, like they killed
No.
off his character in the MCU.
Oh,
like
okay.
Iron Man is now dead.
Oh, okay.
Like, but they're having him, the same actor, come back, and now he's going to be playing Doctor Doom, one of the villains.
That doesn't make sense.
I know, but
No, because they're begging for us to come back after they shit on us for how many fucking years, saying,
Yeah.
"Oh well, maybe it's just not made for you. Maybe you shouldn't go." Oh wait, they're not going. Oh, you're a misogynist. Beep, 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 beep. You won't come see our movie because there's women in it. No, you told me not to come see your fucking movie.
I know. Now, something I didn't know, which is, why King here is such a great addition to the show and all that stuff, is his extensive knowledge compared to mine. I mean, I don't know how much he knows compared to the average comic book geek, but like a lot more than I do.
I know a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's way above the norm.
Well, but he filled me in about something involving this, that there's a way that this could play out. So why don't you fill us in?
It could work out because there is a comic book arc of Doctor Doom, the real actual Doctor Doom,
The
like
actual character.
his name, the guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the actual.
Victor Von Doom.
Victor Doom. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, it's actual Victor Von Doom becoming Iron Man because Iron Man dies, and he decides to become, a good guy for
So
whatever
he takes
reason.
his place,
and
kind of like
and it's
how...
actually it was well received, very well received. It's very well written. It could be done. It won't be done because when do they ever follow the fucking comic books, especially Disney? So
Well, they got the foundation for it, that's for sure. Now, do they follow
They-
it? That's
they-
the question.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what, because I was getting into the Alex, and I'm like, I tried to play his. That's me playing devil advocate.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. That's just me playing devil's advocate.
Gotcha.
Technically there isn't. They could go this route and make it amazing, but
If they went that route, would you
technically
agree with it?
Well,
a
yes.
lot of routes and things amazing, especially when you're doing book adaptations.
If they went that route, would you agree with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it's basically like a similar...
So why would they use common sense when it's already laid out there?
Well, we are talking
Exactly.
about...
That's what I say a lot, because everybody wants to. I don't know why everybody feels they need to dip their hands in the pot to make it different. Like, it's already been proven that exactly word per word, the way it was written, it already works. You
Yeah.
don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
screw
yes,
with it.
there's a little trouble adapting some things from writing to the real world movie sets, but as far as just stop. It's already written out for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did the same thing with Star Wars. They had how many thousands of years, to work with, and they decided to, everything before Disney is now called Legends, and is no longer canonical, and now
Yep, so
only Disney is canon
Yep,
because we want to take
only
the
Disney
credit
is
for
canon now.
everything.
they literally took the entire book line, which is
And shadowed it.
amazing, way better than the actual movies. If you sit down and read all the books, you would have way better time with yourself. But anyways,
In the real
Yeah.
history of Star Wars, Chewbacca dies before Han Solo. Because he gets crushed by a moon.
Oh.
I know that for a fact. Han Solo lives, Chewbacca gets killed by a moon. He literally gets, a moon comes down onto a planet and he literally gets squished by the moon. That's an epic death. But instead of doing that, no, they get Han Solo impaled by his emo-ass little child.
the movies do not do justice to
Well,
Darth
Disney ruined
Vader
it. Bottom line
at
is Disney just
all.
ruined
Like,
it.
Yeah.
like even the original early ones. Like, this boy, read some of those books, you'll find out how just awesome Darth Vader is. Truly.
Oh, man. Dude, one of the most badass I know we're deviating a hell of a lot from our main topic here, but that one line, I'm only surrounded by dead men and cowards or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When an entire company tried to arrest Vader and he ended up just killing them all. So, but anyway, let's get back on track here. What do we got in 2017?
2017, Aldi supermarket withdraws all eggs from sale after chemical fipronil found in eggs from the Netherlands. Ooh,
What is that chemical?
what the hell is that? And why is it in eggs?
I don't like chemicals and things. But did you know that there's the chemical in yoga mats and the bread at Subway, the sandwich?
Yeah.
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 What about it?
Well,
And
the some chemical they have in because you know what a yoga mat is, right?
Yeah.
So there's a chemical in yoga mats, some synthetic thing
Okay.
that's also found in the bread at Subway.
Okay.
I think it's in Europe or some other country like
No,
that.
Is it in there, or it's in there
they're-
if we go get a Subway sandwich?
It's
gonna be
in there right now, yes. Yeah, but anyway,
But
from
yeah.
go ahead.
In some other country, over there in Europe or somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
I thought that
Anyways,
was here.
their bread is classic. They have to classify their bread as cake
Oh yeah,
because it has so much sugar in it.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That is
So
true.
anybody who really likes Subway, that's probably why.
Yeah,
Subway bread, which
yeah.
I agree. Subway bread's pretty awesome.
Well, sugar is, the most addictive and dangerous substance on the face of this earth. And that's
Yeah.
why they put it in everything. So, But anyway, fipronil is a broad-spectrum insecticide
Oh, jeez.
that belongs in the phyllophrazole chemical family. So obviously crop dusting or something, and it gets into the chickens, and that goes into the eggs.
Of course. Yeah.
Wow, that's scary.
Yep.
Yikes. 2017 as well, Rwandan President Paul Kagame won a third term with 98.63% of the votes. That's a little fishy.
Yeah, that's very fishy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Because something's going on in Venezuela right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela survived an assassination attempt by drone live on TV. Whoa. So this guy out-Trump Trump. What the hell?
Yeah, he just won an election, and they're just rioting down there because they said no. He lost by
I
30%.
think it was rigged. They had their own 2020 election.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden the loser gets all these votes and it just goes whoop, straight line up.
Yep.
Well, at least they made it that far. In Mexico, everybody else who's not that one lady is just dying.
Bro, yeah.
So her body count's
like
what,
27
or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh. But hey, King, do you want to torture the loon or do you want me to?
There you go. Go for it.
2019 Australian cricket batsman Steve Smith hit a brilliant 142 following his first innings in 145 versus first test versus England at Edgbaston. Only the fourth batsman all time to score more than 140 in each England innings of a test match, mate. Crikey.
Cricket.
Yeah.
We should never allow cricket stories on here, but absolutely there should never be more than one.
Now, since I did an Australian accent, I want you to do something.
What?
Hang that on camera.
Oh.
You got
Where
see
am I
it.
at?
You
Okay.
gotta see it on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
That's
a knife.
not a knife.
This is a knife.
This is a knife.
Yeah. You can put that away now.
I totally know you.
I'll fold it. Let's see here. What do we got? Another 2019.
2019 car explodes.
Oh, that you can
Kills
do that if you
40. Kills 20 with 47 injured in Cairo, Egypt, in terrorist-related incident.
want. Yikes.
China's central bank allows currency to weaken under usual 7.1 ratio to the US dollar for the first time in a decade in response to further US trade tariffs.
So basically, that means that China allowed their economy to weaken to the point where $1 US is worth 7 of their dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a 1 to 7.
It used to be China was pegged to the dollar. That
Yeah.
means it stays equal. No matter what, it stays equal. Like if it's 5 to 1, 1 to 1, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it always stay that way. Well, they allowed it to,
Get even worse.
yeah.
For them,
lower.
at least.
Well, better for exports.
Yeah. 2019, Frank Zapata, not to be like, was it Frank Zappa? Is that
Zappa.
Yeah, but this is Zapata.
Yeah, it looks different. That's
Yeah.
not Zappa.
Was the first person to cross the English Channel by flyboard in 22 minutes. What the hell is a flyboard? And that's flying. 22 minutes to cross that thing?
Yeah.
That's fast.
Sounds like, what do you call it?
Oh, one of those. Okay.
He went across the channel in one of those?
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Nice.
Which, by the way, King, we were watching a video about Domino's delivery. Didn't they?
Can't believe that's fucking real, man. I swear to God, I'm like, this is because I saw it in somebody else's. Look at it's a short little clip. I saw this in someone else's feed. Some blah 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 reacts, and I'm like, this bullshit. That's not real. That's not real. And I go and then.
Yeah, we all know about Amazon and their drones and whatnot, but here, it's only 45 seconds. So here, watch this. The guy comes in with an entire apparatus, has a specially designed.
Yeah.
Watch. He's flying. He's literally hover packing like jetpack to deliver pizzas, And like also breadsticks or whatever else they had. They had some small boxes in there too. But dude, you look at that. You order a pizza, the guy fucking lands with a jetpack, and you get your pizza, like, and then there he goes. What the hell?
I don't know if that's real or not.
Oh, it's real. It's real.
I wouldn't be able to resist doing the robot every time I landed. Like, oh. I gotta have a big boombox too. That way, every time I roll in, it's like.
Oh, that reminds me. Hold on a second. Jason Boombox. I saw this this scene in a meme here really quick. But speaking of Boombox, I'm actually gonna wait until a loon comes back to play this. You've heard of Jason Voorhees, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, like that guy. You've heard of Jason in Manhattan when he went into the city of Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
And everything. Yeah, watch this.
Living in the city ain't no big deal. Living in the city ain't no big deal. You gotta have a heart made of U.S. steel. If the crack don't get you, then the hookers will.
Put that beat, slime bag. Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
Have you ever seen Jason's face?
No.
You don't want to.
Oh god,
That's okay. Don't
fucking
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah, let's not put it on the show here. It's
They could
horrible.
have did that movie justice, but no.
Yeah. But let's see here. 2019, a gunman killed 9 and injured 27 at a bar in Dayton, Ohio, in the second mass shooting in 24 hours in the U.S. Man, do you remember back when times were so good when we only had 2 shootings in 24 hours? Like nowadays it's 5. Like, you know, we had no idea how good we had it back then.
Yeah.
Just 5 years ago. You know?
Slow weekend now. Or then.
Yeah. No, slow weekend now.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to, yeah. Let's move on up to 2020. We only have 4 years left, but quite a bit of articles here, because, yeah. What do we have? I remember this one. I think this is
Lay
the
it
same
on us.
one.
Huge explosion at the port of Beirut, Libya, kills more than 200 and leaves over 6,000 people injured.
Beirut. Isn't that huge
Beirut.
explosion? That was Beirut, right? That the port, the dock.
I can't remember.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. 2020. It was relatively recent. Beirut. Oh, here we go. Footage. Yeah. From the Guardian here. Yeah. Yeah, it was a phosphate facility or something.
Okay, yeah.
So, well, you know, that's on fire. This is before the explosion
Yeah.
because that building did not survive.
Yeah, no, it's just gone. Jeez, look at that.
Yikes. Isn't that like one of the largest non-nuclear explosions ever on history? Like, it was massive. Oh. What else do we have in 2020? Oh, here we go. Wait, is it even on here? No. So, actually, no, it's 2021. Sorry, my bad. So this is it here.
Largest wildfire in California so far in 2021, the Dixie Fire. 300,020 acres are destroyed in the gold rush town of Greenville.
320,000 acres. Like,
All because we refuse to get rid of the brush.
well, there's so many different causes and everything, you know, from idiots flicking a cigarette to idiots having fireworks in their gender reveal parties. That happened twice.
Oh, yeah.
That happened twice.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? We got some more fire stuff here. We were just talking about the Greenville fire in 2021. 320,000 acres burnt. The largest wildfire in California so far in 2021.
Yeah.
So you know, we had bigger ones.
We had one 4th or 5th this year, the 4th or 5th largest,
Bushy.
whatever it
Yeah.
was. I think it's still going.
Yeah, there's one happening right now. Well, there's always a wildfire in California somewhere, you know. Like, what else do we got here? Some more wildfire stuff.
Mediterranean region evolving into a wildfire hotspot, according to authorities, amidst extreme temperatures, with Greece experiencing one of its worst heat waves in 40 years. Ooh,
Yikes.
I wonder how hot it was.
Uh,
I can't believe they missed that part. They're always trying to get us.
Yeah, they're always telling us these damn temperatures, and then now they're not going to tell us. What the hell?
No, they don't
Like,
tell us. Yeah.
Here we go. Uno Mas 21.
Oh, that's all right. All right. 2021, Rihanna named the world's wealthiest female musician, worth $1.7 billion.
Wow, wow, wow.
All right, good for her.
Forbes. Yeah.
Make that money.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of money, I gotta talk to you about what happened here in 2022, okay? InfoWars conspiracy theorist Alex Jones ordered to pay $4.1 million in compensatory damages to parents of childs killed in the Sandy Hook massacre after Jones claimed it was a hoax. All right, now, I have something to say. I'm a little retarded. Like, but yeah.
I can't believe.
But, yeah, the
Okay,
$1 billion
that's reasonable. That fine? That fine right there.
Yeah, 4.1
That
million.
is reasonable.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, but billions?
But they came back and sued him for what? $1 billion?
A billion, yes, a billion, but with a B. You know.
I mean, what happened to reasonable punishment or whatever that fucking thing is? For
well,
you know,
remember, you know,
it's in the Constitution. You know, reasonable punishment for what you did.
yeah. You're talking about no cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that?
And they're asking for more. Like,
Of course they are.
Beyond the billion?
well, like the families of the kids who got killed are demanding even more compensation. Just like, dude, I'm sorry.
Where's
your
all
child
the
died,
lawsuits for
but,
people
like,
claiming that the fucking Trump thing's fake?
Oh yeah, well they're trying to. Loon and I were having a conversation about that earlier today. They're trying to wipe that assassination attempt off the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so. But anyway, why don't you take the last two if you don't mind? Here.
I don't want to do that last one. 2022 Russian court sentences WNBA star Brittany Griner to 9 years in a prison for drug smuggling and claims she is being used as a pawn between the U.S. and Russia relations.
Yeah. And we
Totally
traded
true. Who do we trade that person for? I forget. What's
the
his
Merchant
name?
of Death.
Yeah.
Like
Well, what idiot brings in illegal drugs into Russia? Jeez.
this idiot.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, like if anybody's ever seen the movie Lord of War, the main character Yuri, whatever his name is, played by Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the same guy, like the guy he was portraying, like which is an actual historical figure, like that's based off of reality. That's the same guy that we traded for Brittany Griner. The guy who is, who's been going around selling arms and utilized the fall of the Soviet Union as a way to, ramp up illegal gun trade.
Now
and all
she's
that
playing
stuff.
in the Olympics for us.
God.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, definitely
she's
everything
back.
wrong with that. She shouldn't be back. She should be rotting in a hole over there.
Oh, come
No,
on.
yes.
Fuck
There's
her.
Now, what they traded for
well,
was
as far as
ridiculous.
getting her
Yeah.
home, okay, but
Did-
she
I
needs to
always
get her
wanna
ass in
get her
fucking
home.
line.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Move
gonna
her
go-
ass to the back of the fucking line, and let's start bringing. Well, who was there? Was some American army bit or
Yeah, there's someone over there that we really could have
there's
used.
someone
to get
that's
back.
been in
Yeah,
that
SEAL.
line longer than her that didn't get brought out, and that's
Yeah.
what pisses me off.
But see, here's the thing. You're saying, oh, it's fine that she's on our team. She hates this country. She
does.
Not so much anymore. She realizes it's a whole lot better than where she was.
I
over
don't
in
care.
Russia.
She deserves to be in a hole in Russia. Send her back. Screw it.
She
I don't want
smuggled
her.
drugs into a country,
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
so you
You did the crime.
fuck
do the
around,
time.
find out.
Yep.
Right? I mean, can I do that? Are
Yeah.
you guys is America gonna train me back? Can I? No.
Well,
Yeah.
they won't give a shit about
Didn't
getting
think
you
so.
back. That's for sure.
Oh.
I'd be riding with that guy
Or
there.
me. Screw him. Let him rot. He's old. He won't live that long anyways. We don't need him back.
Well, both of you are valuable to me. All right.
There
So.
you go.
Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble and on YouTube, which, by the way, if anybody's watching this on YouTube, I'm going to be deleting that live stream and re-uploading it because this entire time it's been a black screen since I had the problems earlier in the show. But yeah, we're on BitChute and Odyssey and various other places. Please check the underbar in the description for our link tree down there, as well as, you know, all our sources. I implore you to look at the amount of stuff that happens on a daily basis in history is truly mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But we do have other shows. You know, we have actually the Omni Coalition news show, TOCNS, is merging with the Omni Coalition show. So rather than having two shows, we're combining them into one, which is coming up in about an hour and 50 minutes now. The Omni Coalition show every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So between that and our flagship show, the History Show, if you want to catch us live, if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 and 3 all for thee. Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive. East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, are you. Thank you so much once again for watching. And until you catch us again, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.